Hi guys, welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to be building a dynamic NFT using Redstone API, Redstone Oracle. We're going to be using Redstone Oracle, right, to get off-chain data, and we are going to be using in conjunction with Celo Composer. So what are dynamic NFTs? Unlike static NFTs, which are the general one that we know, right? You mint your body, you mint your CryptoKitties, all of these things. Once you mint them, it's the same attributes that will remain forever, right? Same image, same attributes will remain forever, all right? And for that same NFT ID, okay, if you want to like change the attributes or have another attribute, you probably have to now purchase another one, all right? But for dynamic NFT, which I will show you an example now, see for these Lamelo NFT collections, the attribute of some of these NFTs changes, like image and the attributes based on how the player is performing in that season, right? The image will change, the attribute will change, like to show the stats of that player. They're like dynamically change. Same NFT ID, but it change, all right? So what we are going to be building is a membership pass that is an NFT. There is a silver membership pass, there is a gold membership pass, and then there's the platinum membership pass. And this would dynamically be changing by itself based on the membership club API. And the way we are going to be getting the membership club data so as to dynamically be changing the NFT would be using Redstone Oracle. If you don't know what Redstone Oracle is an oracle for getting off-chain data, right, to the blockchain, to on-chain, right, and they are deployed on Celo, and we'll be using them to get data from the club membership to know, oh, is this person on platinum? We upgrade automatically, the NFT will upgrade to like platinum. Is this person silver membership? You upgrade. This person gold membership, it is going to upgrade. So that's how it's going to be. So that's what we will be building. So come along, guys. We build this using Celo Composer and Redstone API. And for our Celo Composer, we're going to be making a Hardhat and React.js using Nextjs app. We all know the first thing that we'll have to do is, if you do not have Celo Composer, like install using npm, install Celo Composer globally, and then use Celo Composer create to start a new project. All right, so right here, let us open our terminal and so much. Let's open our terminal, cd to my developments folder. It should be blockchain. Yeah, let me see it into, say, node. Okay, so right here, let's create it. nps Celo Composer create. We are going to choose React Celo. We are using Hardhat. Subgraph, no, we don't use subgraph. Let's call this dynamic NFT. Okay, yeah, that was fast. So cd to dynamic NFT and open it in our editor. Okay. Yes, I trust the authors. Now let us run yarn to install our dependencies. I might have to pause the video to see if this will take time. Let me just pause a bit. I don't want this wasting so much time. Okay. All right, now that we have like yarn run successfully, we'll come to our packet.json here. For those that have been following me on my Celo Composer videos, The next thing is just to launch our React app. So let's run yarn React app dev. All right, let's go to localhost 3000. Let's see what is launched there. All right, that's it. The default Canva for us to start doing, to start building with Celo Composer has already been created for us, which is like the basic that we need. So the next thing I want us to do right now is, again, get like a default UI for how we want our NFT card like to show, right? Our membership card, I want it to show. So my GitHub, I already have like, like a default card thing that I created on a Gist that you can copy, that would also be attached to this video. My Gist, payment card. Let me simply just copy this out. All right. And if you come to packages, go to React App, pages and index. Yeah. Let's just simply paste this here. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, plan. No, not this. I copied the wrong one. I copied from the previous video. Yeah, it should be this. Yes. Raw. Come on. Yeah, this is it. Okay. We should change anywhere we say fill row to fill row. Control find, replace with fill row, replace all matching, and let's see if it looks like what we want. Yes, this looks like what we want to show, except that this image is not showing. So we need to fix that part that this image is not showing. Let's see what we have there. Right here we have images, code dots. So let's create in our React app, come to public, create images. Again, I'm going to include like the GitHub link to the completed version so you can copy the images there in order to be able to follow. So let me just copy the images in here and put it there. So I'm sure if I come to download, they should be here. Let's see. I'm sure I have them somewhere. I'll just copy them from the old project. Node, open new tab. Public images. Node, dynamic NFT, packages, in our React, in public. Get more text to trash. Paste this here. Can you believe that I copied? What is going on? Control Shift Home, development, blockchain, dynamic NFT, packages, React app, public images. Yeah, this is what we need. Code.gif, platinum.gif, sliver.gif. Let us copy this, come here. Let's trash this and replace this. If we refresh this, let's see. Oh yeah, that's it. We have like the basic scaffold that is needed for this. Now this is all static, right? We need to make this dynamic one. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to create meta tag. All right. Once we want to upload our images to Pinata, And after uploading our images to Pinata, we want to create like meta tag for each plan. So to explain very well, we have the silver plan, which is the basic plan when that is being issued to a new user. We have the gold plan and then we have the platinum plan. All right. So we need to first upload these images. So what I did, which was really good, was uploaded the whole folder into like IPFS, right? I created a folder called membership, and inside of it, right, um, what you can do is for you to replicate that, just click on add file, add folder, select folder, and the folder we just created, which is the images in the React folder, upload it and you can rename it to membership. That is what you have to do. So after you do that, you would end up with something like this, right? If you open it from right here, right, you end up with something like this, and a direct URL to each of these ones. You can just copy them directly like this, right? Direct URL to this one, for example, would be copy link address, would be this, right? IPFX or good.gif, which is like really nice. All right. And the next thing that we also have to do is we have to create the metadata file, right? We have to create 3 metadata file. Silver.json, gold.json, and platinum.json. We're also going to upload it as a folder. Now we're going to follow the OpenC metadata spec, right? OpenC metadata standard. I have this like already open. Okay. To follow the OpenC metadata standard, you would see like by default there is description, external URL, image, name, and then attributes. And the attributes like follows like this. So now what you can do is you can create a folder anywhere here, right? You can simply just come to say let's create a root folder here. Let's call it let me see what I called it right here in the Pinata. Let's call it plans, okay? Let's call it plans, okay. Plans, right? And inside plans, let's create silver.json, right? And the first thing we do is let's put this default here. Okay, like this. So description right here would be silver membership. Okay. And the external URL we don't need that. And the image would be simply just copy, like for image like this, just copy it, copy link address, replace it. And for the name, now for description you can put whatever it is that you want. It doesn't matter, but the name silver membership is good. And for the attributes, what we will do is we want to follow like all of these attributes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be like 6 attributes. I know there are like 6 attributes. So 2 will be for silver, 4 of it will be for gold, and the 6 will be for platinum. So for the attribute, let's see how the attributes goes. So we can put the attributes this way. Okay. So let's start by saying the attribute will be private forum access, create type, private underscore forum underscore access, and then value will be true. Okay, and we'll do the same thing for this. It will be create type member underscore resource, value will be true, and the rest will be false. So as not to be typing this one by one, let me simply just find the one I already sort of like created and use that. Let's see, it's under plans if I'm correct. Okay, so let's see. We have here Q and CJ secrets HX. Okay, so let me open this silver.json right here. This is what we have raw. Let me copy it. So you notice private from access through this, through the rest false. Okay, and that's silver. For platinum, it's all the same thing except that it has like extra. So here I would say platinum or dressing. You see platinum membership, the URL to the image and the attributes is true, then true. Platinum has like everything, and then we have gold or dressing. Can just change this. They say true, false. Gold doesn't have like all of the attributes. It should be membership, not me membership. Membership. I fixed that. So what you will do next is simply just go to Pinata. Now, for those that don't know what Pinata is, Pinata helps you pin your data on IPFX. It means that any data you put on IPFS, they're all temporary, really. You have to pay like IPFS node runner to be, like prioritize your object or your data and then pin it so it doesn't get deleted after a while. So Pinata helps us achieve that. So they have like a free plan that we can use to achieve all of this. So just upload the plans folder and then all of these would also like be available. So now being able to successfully like upload been able to successfully upload our meta tag and our meta JSON and all of that. So the next thing I want to do is we want to create another project which is going to be like the API for our club, right? That's where the Redstone Oracle is going to be fetching that. Oh, what membership does this user have? Like, is it silver? Is it gold? Is it platinum? So that's what we're doing next. So to do that, we'll just use npm init to create a new project. So let's do that. Open your terminal, and in your terminal, let's create like a new project with npm. Let's say, like in this case, let's create in a new folder. Let's do mkdir. Let's make directory and call it dynamic NFT API. Okay, so let's set it to dynamic NFT API. Nope. Cd dynamic NFT API. Okay, now let's do npm init. Okay, now let's cd. Let's code. Let's open it on our favorite editor also. Where is that opened? I think it's open on a different screen, so let me drag it to this display. Dynamic NFT API. No, this is an old one. Yeah, no, don't trust, yes, trust. Open. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is we are going to be installing like Express, right? Because we're going to be using Express. And note, we are going to be deploying this on Vercel. So you need to have a Vercel account because we need to be able to deploy. What we are trying to accomplish here is create a custom Oracle on Redstone, which Redstone allows us. So you can like have Redstone fetch data from your own like Oracle. So yes. But first, let us install Express. Okay, let's create index.js, right? We have index.js here. And now index.js, let us initialize our Express app. So constant express require express, yeah, constant express. And if you're wondering why this is auto generated for me, that's because I have GitHub Copilot generating my code for me. So yeah, hello world. So that's like home. Yeah, that's set. Now the URL that we want to create a URL that is different from this. Although let's start this on server 5000 though. We have something running on 3000, so let's do on server 5000. On port 5000. So okay. Let's create our own custom endpoint that says /membership / our address, which is going to return a JSON response, which is going to say level is 0. So we'd say 0 equals silver, then 1 is gold and 2 is platinum. Yes, that is what we do. Now let's try this out. Node, although we're going to still change this address, you will see that shortly. But let's try this out first. Node index.js. 5000 already in use. What can we use? Let's just try reports. 80, 90, that should be available. Let's see. Okay, server running on 8090. Let's try it out. Local host 8090. We have hello world, and we can do /membership/ox. I keep putting meme baship. I have no idea why. Okay, this is great. Now, before we proceed so far, another thing we should do is let us generate an address for Hardhat, like that we use to deploy our smart contract and interact and do everything. I just generate like an address to run that. So let me create a new terminal and let me cd to packages Hardhat, and in there let me do npx Hardhat scripts. No, nps Hardhat. Let's see if I come to Hardhat. In Hardhat.config.json, there are these steps. So nps Hardhat, let's go create account. It says I have both this. Let me check my packet.json. The both is in Hardhat. It starts. Let me guess where that is. Give me a moment. Let me get my thoughts. Hardhat packet.json. So it wants me to get waffle out. And in our other config.json, is there anything that talks about waffle there? Let's see if that fixes the problem. Okay. All right. So let us create. And the reason why we're getting zero of invalid expected string is because in that here, it's trying to get this from price on env, or env is not available. Let's create touch.env, right? And env example, copy it to env. Celo scan API now. The private key, let's see. Let's just copy some random private key and put here. Let's see if this will run. Private key has to be expected to be 32 bytes, which should be 64 in length. Let me just copy this from somewhere. There used to be like a popular private key that is public I'm always using, but let me just copy from one of my old projects and I'll be able to use it. Make NFC. Let me pick it from one of my projects and copy and paste private key. Okay, now let's run this again. Now nps that creates will just create a new private key for us, which is ours. Now replace this private key with this. Remove the OX out. Let's create another variable and call it another env stuff and call it a public key. We might not end up using this anyway. No, not public key. A public address. It's not a key, it's a public address. So let's copy this and put it there. So quick one, let's add to the testnet file set. All right. Let's add to the testnet file set and fund this public address. So Celo testnet. I think that should be it. Oh yes, O2, unlock that here. Then initializing. Okay, review on Celo scan alpha jurors. Yeah, this is it. Still funding. So now we have token that we can use to try things out. Very good. Now to complete what we are working on for the API, there are a few things that needs to be done, right? We need to deploy. Okay, yeah, let's replace this address. This is what we need here. Right. Great. Now we need to be able to access our API over the internet. Now this is still on localhost. We need to be able to access it online. Right. To do this, would push this and use Vercel to host it for free. Now, in order to achieve that, there are a few things that needs to be done. We need to include a file called Vercel.json. So let's just create touch Vercel.json. And in our Vercel.json, we need to, I'll just copy and paste this here. I can't type it out. We need to put this defaults in here like this. Remove these comments, Now, our source is index.js. Use now the node, leave it as that. It's all fine. And then we also need to specify how we want it to load the routes. Also in this. So let's also do that. Remove this out. Remove this out. Move this out. So now let us push this to GitHub. So let's do git init. Right, we have git init. The next thing we should do is let me create like a GitHub repo, github.com let me call it dynamic NFT API available. Make it public, create repo. Okay, now for existing, let's do this. Git status touch.git ignore. We are now loading our node underscore models. We are not, so we are ignoring that. So again, this status, all right, git commit add, no, let's just add these guys, and git commit add dynamic NFT API. Okay, git status. All right, now let's push this. Git push origin. It should be main. That's the default. All right, so if I reload this now, we have all of these like literally set up. So what is supposed to happen is that Vasel is supposed to like realize that I pushed something with this Vasel releasing and deploy, but I don't have, Vasel doesn't have access to all of my GitHub repo automatically, so I'll just do that manually, which is vasel.com and add new project. Now this is the dynamic NFT API I saw 2 minutes ago. Let's import it. Others, this build npm run versus npm run build yarn install. Yeah, that's it. Let's deploy. This should not take more than a minute. Okay. All right, we're in business. Continue to dashboard, dynamic NFT API, and now we can view it. We can click on this and see hello world, and we'll visit our other URL, which is what /membership/ this guy. Level is 0. Right, now the next thing we want to do is go to Redstone and add our custom data. So you go to custom.redstone.finance, come here, click on create, click on URL, like input this as the URL, right? And for the JSON parts, let's see, it is just the level, right? We do this dot level, okay, and comment nothing, evaluate. See, it works. Subscribe. Now that's it. For the comment, I'll advise you just put like a comment that you would be able to remember right here, so you don't forget. Like you have a name. Now you need to note 2 things. You need to note, or one thing I would say, you need to know this ID. We are going to use that place on. If I click on test fetch ID, you see it brings 0. If we update our API to return level 1 or level 2, whichever, like whatever case this might be, it would always be getting this, and we can always retrieve this from our smart contract. So now we've been able to set up our custom Oracle on Redstone. Now we need to create our NFT smart contract. So now to do that, let's head back to our Celo Composer project right here. Dynamic NFT. Okay. So before we proceed, let us just clear some things that we do not need. Okay. We'll come back to this guy. Let's just close all of this guy. We'll come back to them. Go to Hardhat, go to contracts. Let's get all of these guys out. We don't need any of these guys. Let's just leave this Oracle anyway, but we really don't need any of this guy. Any of this guy. Any of this guy. Delete them off. Delete. Move to trash. Delete. Move to trash. Rename this guy to membership. Membership. That's it. Membership. Get these guys off. Come to tests and all of these guys too. We do not need them. I'll just take these two guys. Rename this guy to membership.tests. Membership-test.js. Get all of these out. Should membership. Okay, we are fine. Alright, so quickly get our NFT contra bootstrap. What we'll do right here is go to, I like to use every time really. I like to use open Zeppelin contracts creator. Really good. So we want to create here as a 721. Let's call it membership. Alright, let's call it MMB. Whatever. Our base URL would be, let's come here. In our own case right here, our base URL will be this JSON, so it will be this. Alright. Let's copy this with it. Let's copy the any slash. Your own will be different anyway, but you can use mine, doesn't matter. Will be this, like that. Mintable auto increment ID, yes. And we need this URI storage. See, allow updating token URL from the VR token. We need that, right? Ownable, possible burnable, and we don't need all of that. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. So let us simply copy this. And let me bring this close. Membership. Okay. And paste it here. Let me see the version that we have in our version of the compiler set. In our config, what do we have here? 0.18.17, so let's just go with that. So one thing you need to realize is that Celo Compose already have OpenZamplay contract installed, I guess. But let's try that out. Let's see this work by nps add compile. Yeah, it worked. It compiled, but we need to make some adjustments, like a slight adjustment to our smart contract. So for the changes that we plan to add to this, we need to add a function that allows us to be able to update the NFT. And the way that works in our own case is that by default we mint an NFT for our user, and they are going to be doing like silver. All right. But if the API changes to 1, it's going to be mint. It's going to the contract is going to update them to gold, which means it will just change. It will change the metadata file to gold, and then same for platinum, like that. All right, so this is where we fetch that detail from off-chain using Redstone. So we need to install Redstone package. So let's go to npm registry. So we look for Redstone finance. Yeah, EVM connector. Yeah, this 3 years ago, yes, this is the most recent one. And I was having some trouble at first, but it worked. All right. So for yarn, which is what we are using, simply come here and do yarn add. Custom URLs. I think I have this in my head anyway. Okay, done. Right here, let us import at Redstone dash finance slash EVM dash connector slash contracts slash data services slash custom URLs. I mean, let me just copy this from somewhere because they just update here like they just update this like 3 days ago, as you would see. So some of these are not in documentation yet. I mean, I was like one of the persons that kind of reached out to them on Discord before this was updated. So um, it was like different example that is in the like documentation and all of that. So, but I mean, I think in a repository that has been updated. Okay, so now is ownable and then is custom URL consumer base. Great. So now right here, let us create a function called update membership. Update. And it's going to take the token ID of the NFT to update. And it's only the owner that can do this. Remember, update membership, and it's going to be, we have the modifier that says public only owner. So now we can always use this set token URL to always, get the URL. So in this case, let's do our URL. To get the URL that we're going to use, let's say for one, uins 256 membership of that person will be get Oracle numeric value from TXMXG. Open, and now don't forget, this is where you now pass the ID. This is where you pass the ID of the custom, this ID that was created in our case, right? We can just pass the ID like this. And come back here and use this. There is something wrong somewhere because this is not formatting my stuff. Function update membership. npm. That's compiled. It's going to tell me. And there's a problem here, I know. Online then expected but got. Okay, this is. I knew there was something wrong. So what we can do here is by default, anyone starting out would always be on silver.json, which is this is the metadata file for the basic. But if membership is, I don't think we're supposed to repeat this anyway, but let's say if membership is equal 1, which will be represented by this, it's being exponential of 8. If membership equals this, then URI is go.js. Else, if membership is 2, 8, that's, it's going to be 2, this represents 2, it's going to be platinum.json. Else, it should be default, which is silver.json. Okay, let's try to run nps Hardhat compile. Says undeclared identifier bytes. Awesome. It all compiled successfully. So the next thing we want to do right now is write a test. I always like to write tests, no matter what. I always like to write tests for my smart contract, no matter what. We write tests to like check all of these things out. Our tests will be like very, really basic. To confirm like all of this stuff. So open up membership test.js. We are going to be needing the Redstone wrapper builder. Require Redstone Finance EVM connector. Yeah, that's it. That's what we need. Okay. So as I always like to do, I always like to set like before, so we can have like smart contract and everything available to use throughout the test. First const deployer ETH get signer and membership awaits. Oh yeah, I love having GitHub Copilot help me generate stuff like this very fast. So membership awaits this, and okay, that was sort of like ahead of itself, but okay, that's fine. Simply just like to do const membership equals membership.deploy and await deploy membership. And we have this dot membership is membership, and this dot deployer is deployer. So the first thing I want to confirm is it should be able to mint new token for user, and that user will be like the owner, the deployer. So let's just go with that. So let's say it should be able to mint new token for deployer or user, whichever way works. So to do that, let's just say const response equal with this as membership dot mint, but in our case we are using safe mint. Now this is our deployer dot address, and safe mint takes
silver.json, which is going to be the default token. If we come back here and we see our statement, it takes the Tor and then it takes the URI, which is going to append to our base URI. So we're good. All right. And then rest.wait. Wait. Now we are waiting for the transaction to be mined, for this to happen. And then after doing that, let's confirm that the balance of this guy is going to be 1. That means he already has the token. So assets, like using assets, I expect balance equal 1. So let's run npx hardhat tests. Okay, awesome. That being test. So let's write a few more tests now. The next test should confirm owner of token and all of those things. So let's see. Let's just say it should. Let's just copy this.
So we are saying should confirm owner of token is deployer address. All right, so let's say this membership dot owner of, we know the address is going to be the token ID is going to be 0, which is the first one. We don't need to wait because we're not writing to the blockchain, and we don't need this. We just to assert that owner, which is an address, is going to be this deployer address. Let's see that. Let's see where it goes. Okay, it works. Now let's confirm that the token URI match what is expected. Should confirm token URI match expected. Okay, so in this case, URI, with this as membership JAWS token URI of token 0. You should assert equal. Now let's copy the base right here. We expect the default to be what? The default here should be silver.json. What did I just do? So let's again see how that goes. Awesome. So the next thing we want to try out here is we want to confirm that it's possible that once we change our API, right? Once we change our API, it is possible, it is assert that our API is going to be, or it's going to, if we want to assert that if the level is 0, we expect the JSON metadata JSON should be silver JSON. If the level is 1, it should be gold. If it's 2, it should be platinum. Okay, so we want to should update membership to, or should confirm. Let's see, what should I call that? It should confirm membership level is accurate. So the first thing I want to do is let us fetch this membership level. So let's say const membership response equals fetch. Now I'm using, the reason why the fetch like this work is because I'm using node version 8. If you're using less than that, you have to like, nvm node version node -v nvm use 18. Okay, now I can expect fetch to work appropriately. So let's see. Right here, this is URL, so let's just copy it. Okay. Let's wait and do fetch in this case. Okay. And we'd say constant body equals await memberships from now. Now let us update right now. Let us simply go ahead and update our membership level on the smart contract, right? That way Redstone is going to pick like the latest level for that membership and update it on the contract. It's going to pick it from our API and update it. That's even be like the first thing we'll do. In order to do that, let's simply go to the example that this guy created. That's easier to just sort of like copy and walk through. Redstone, dedicated repo with examples. Let's go to the repo with examples. Come to test, come to custom URL example, and simply copy this whole guy here. Let's copy it to this point anyway. Paste it above here, except that wrapper builder contracts, ours here is this dot membership using data service. Data service ID Redstone custom URL demo, that's fine. User signer this, and for this we have to use ours, which right here should be copy this. It should be the same thing as a smart contract if I am correct. What we have right here. Awesome. This is also like the default URL for demo, so this is fine, right? This would simply just work. Okay, like that. And the next thing we have to do right now is for the value. In this case, we would say response and wrapped contract dot get value, but in our case is update membership. Update membership. Of what token ID? This guy, right? And we need to do await response to await. And now we can say the new token URI is awaiting some token URL. Now we can console.log token URI. Now before this fetch, let us just run this and see what. Now for now we are supposed to get CY.json because now our user, remember on our API on this guy, right, we still have level 0, so it should be returning silver.json. This is taking some time. What is it saying? Console.log is not defined. How will I make a mistake? Console.log. Yeah. Now let's try to run this again. Okay, silver.json. Now let us go to our API and update it to what? 1, which is gold. And let's see what will happen. Let us see. Let's reload this 1. Okay, now let's run our test again. Come on. Request failed, unique signer expected. What promise was there? Too few unique signer for the data field. Expected to receive 1. Why is that? Let me run this again. I mean, we used 2 unique signer and 1, so why do you complain? Let's try this again. All Redstone payload does not pass dry run verification. Is there a reason? Let me check a membership or so here. Okay, everything is supposed to work. Let's see. Membership gets Oracle numeric value from CXMSG. Bytes 32. And then we have this. And then memory, your silver.json membership equals then it's 20. I mean, it worked just a while ago. It worked just a while back. So what is it? Let me come back here and try this. Test fetching returns 1. So what is happening? Let's run this one more time and see. Still do not work. I know I've faced this problem before, but not this specific problem. So let's see. Am I importing the right one? EVM connector. Let me see. Packet.json. Let me close React. 0.021. That is the exact one that I'm using also. All Redstone payloads do not pass try and verification. Get error. Request field, request param, these user sign one data URL, this original error promise were rejected. Request data field ID does not include response. Let me try a different data ID, which is the one I was using before. Like I sort of created one myself. Let me see if that'll make a difference. One. But then I also have to change it here too. So let's see. Okay, so it was that data. It probably was coming from Redstone end. So changing that works. But I'm wondering why this wasn't working. I'm wondering why this wasn't working. Anyways, let's spend too much time on this. This works now. It gives us gold or JSON. The previous one gives us silver or JSON, right? So all our tests will really, really work. That's fantastic now, right? What if we change that guy to like 2 instead of 1? Then it's going to be platinum.json. Okay. So one thing we can just simply do is right here, say if body dot level equals 0, then assert that is silver, else if is 1, assert if is this and finally else if it is this, assert that it is platinum. So once all our tests are passing, we are going to write scripts to just um, you know, run all of this to live. We'll deploy a smart contract to live, then we'll test all of this on live, and then we'll connect it with our UI to see that it's actually fetching the latest NFT. All right, this is really good. This is fine. We'll have to sort of like deploy our smart contract now. So let's do npx Hardhat deploy. Oh, we don't have a deploy script, do we? No, we don't. Let's remove this guy off and this guy. Should be membership deployer this arguments nothing. All right, nice. We have a signal deployed. Now I want us to interact with response online. So we will just write scripts like first script. The first script is to mint an NFT for our current user, a deploy address, and we confirm token URL, confirm the owner, and we update the membership, and link it with the and see how all of it goes. Okay, let's do that next. All right, so let's modify the sample.script. Let's make it, the first action I want to perform is mint. Okay, so let's do mint save one.js. Let's just get all of these comments off. We don't need all of this. No, we don't need all of this. In this case, what we need is membership. Now remember, membership is already deployed, so we just need to do attach, and this is deployed at, this is the address that it was deployed at. If you choose, you can verify the smart contracts, but I mean, we have videos. My previous video shows you how to verify, and I'll be doing that here. So membership.deployed, we don't need that. So what we need to do right here now is const res membership.safemint. In this case, deployer. Wait. To get deployer address, we need to do this. Don't forget the deployer address is that address that we generated in our EMV. This guy. Yes, that we added some test token for. So now it's going to be deployer.address and then silver.json. Let's deploy. For that, and await that. And to run that, we just need to do nps Hardhat run network alpha res, because we're only not on like testnet scripts. So by default, it will just means like the default membership. That's how, like for like a member join our club, okay, you get the default membership. We just did that, right? The next thing is, let's just confirm. Let's do confirm token URI. That's our 002 action. You can copy this and take it there. You're going to understand how all of these come together like pretty soon, but you should be getting the hang of it by now. Membership is attach, so it should be membership dot token URI for token 0. Remember, this is not the test. We already confirmed all of this testing work, but then this just to check. So let's just do URI console.table token URI. Token URI. So now that is confirmed that what it minted for, like, our user is uh, the silver membership NFT by default, right? And it's not like, and the token area will still be the same even when it changes and the user upgrades from the API. Like, we learn that user upgrade, we are going to get upgrade the plan, and we can downgrade if the user is being downgraded from the API. Okay, so now the third one we are going to do is confirm token owner. Just, you know, confirm token owner 003.js. Owner of this guy, owner owner should match, what do we have in our .env again? Should match this guy. So let's just run. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. Minted it for the right person. So now, the main one, which is we want to be able to, like, have a script that would update the membership. Right now, the way this is going to be is that once we have this script written, right now, manually we can run it. Once the API has updated the user from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, you would see that right now, because um, our current token is our current level is 1, it's going to automatically, you see that this person is already on silver. It's going to automatically, when we run this, it's going to automatically, like, change the NFT, the metadata ID to, like, gold.json. And once we link it to the URL, you see that it would show that. And once we change the API again, run the script, it's going to downgrade or upgrade based on what the API returns. Now, here's the catch. This script is going to be copied to AWS Lambda, where it's going to be run periodically. That's what you can do, right? You are going to take this script, take it to AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda will be running it like every 5 minutes to be checking, which is like, oh, checking that the user or users of the members of the club are still on gold or silver or platinum plan. Once it checks that, right, and runs the script on chain, it's going to, like, update. Redstone will go to pick it up, and it's going to, like, update the user appropriately with the correct pass of the NFT. All right. So let's do that, which is update membership. Let me just copy this simple one and bring it. So what we can copy is, we can close it as, go to our test and bring this in. Remember this whole wrapping thing, update membership, wait for it, the token URL, and then we can consider log it. But in this case, our contract is membership. Wrapped updates. Now remember, we are passing the, we are, putting 0 here because that's the ID of the NFT. The NFT will always remain, but the metadata can change. So let's see. console.log. Now don't forget, remember that this guy was just silver.json, but because our API is still this now, the level has been updated to 1, right? Now, as I explained, if you are going to be doing this like in a live app, right, what you would do is use AWS Lambda. Let me just show you that. AWS Lambda. Right. The way AWS Lambda will do is like it runs. You can set AWS Lambda to be running like every 1 minute. You can just go through this to set up an AWS Lambda where you copy that script. But then I'll be able to, when you copy this script, you would have to, for this signer here, you have to set it up a bit different, which means that you need to import that private key to be able to do this. You will say that every maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whichever way it is, it should be running the this script, the update membership script, which anytime the API has been updated, is going to also update the smart contracts so that every member or every NFT ID that the level has changed is also going to update the level. Okay, so let's see that in action. Owner. Oh, wrapper builder is not. I need to bring this in. Like 25. Because I did this, it should be membership.token URL, not this. It's already go.json, but I just want to see go.json. That's what we have right now. So that's how we're able to do the it's still the same ID as you would see, same 0 ID, but this change. But let's just connect our UI to this and let's see how this goes. Let's get back. Oh, our UI is still running, which is fantastic. Let's open this back. Let's close this a bit. Let's open this back. Pages, index. Now this is still constants, this is still placeholder, so we need to update this exactly the way it should be. The way it should be. It should be fetching from the smart contract, and if it changes, it should change. Let me bring this close by. All right, so we've come a long way in this tutorial. We've come a long way. So let's get to this. We're about wrapping up now. So let us break our components into. We have this sort of repeated every time. Let us make this a small component inside of this. And once we do that, let us import our smart contract and try to get details of the smart contract. So first, let's use this. Let's call this spec components. That is what makes sense. We'll call it spec components. Spec components, not nets. Right. And that's spec.
let's put this in. Now remember that in our plans right here, this is going to be private underscore from underscore. So we need to break these, split this with this underscore, then make this capital letter and all of that. So let us see how we can do that. Let's see how we can make that happen. At first, let's say let's treat equal peg dot split by that underscore. Of course, should be returned. Right, and makes sense. But this doesn't look clean. It's trying to help us with the first character thing. Let's just create like a simple. Let's create something simple that helps us turn these to uppercase off. I think that makes sense. Let's call it cons capitalize. It takes in a string and returns str dot character as the first. Okay. No. Character, to uppercase the slice one. Yeah, that should do it. Still looks cleaner a bit than writing it all together there. Anyway, just my thoughts. So it should be create 0 capitalize like that. Yeah, that does it. And then we can right here do trade or join with space. Okay. So in this case right here, private underscore from underscore access, if I do private underscore forum underscore access, I think it works. So let's get this off. We don't need all of these, since we are going to repeat this just soon. Okay. Now let us import like a couple of things. Let's import React from React, and by that we also need to bring in use effects and use states. Now we need to have membership and set membership is null. Okay. Other things that we need to import is we need to import the instance of our contracts. We have Celo kits in order to do all of these. We can import our API address. So let's start with import API as membership API, comma address as membership address from go to your package.json, no, your global package.json, the one at root folder, and copy what this Hardhat stuff, and bring it out here and say from this package. My own is the Nike NFT Hardhat, so yours can be something else, so that's why I said just have to go here. Slash deployments slash alpha jurors slash membership.json. Yeah, if I click on it, if I go there, yeah, address API, that's it. Correct. And then we need to import use Celo. Yeah, use Celo from Celo React, Celo React. Now we can make magic happen. So we can do const kits address, which is the connector address equals use Celo, right? And we can say const membership contracts equals new kits web3. No, this is wrong. Sometimes the auto suggestion is crazy from GitHub Copilot. Kits dot connection dot web3 dot eth dot contract. Maybe I comma m address. Yeah, that's it. We good. So what we can do here is say that use effects when address is set, it means the guy is connected. Oh god, this is such good thing. This auto suggestion. So let me see the works. Get membership, async, and what that would do is we cannot use async in use effect, so we can use this pattern to use async in use effect, right? That sounds like Iran. Okay, get membership async membership equals await membership contract or methods dot. Again, sometimes I don't want this guy suggesting for me. Token URI, and token URI is 0. So what we are getting is URI basically. So await membership, the methods, the token URI. Like now this is NFT 0, of course. We know the connected user or the user, which is like the base user owns this, not the connected user. Celo, and now let's inside of this, let's do console.log URI. Let's see where this gets us. Okay, we're in business. Go.json. So now, if URI okay. Now let's fetch. Let's do constants. IPFS file. Await fetch URL. Then constant data is await IPFS file to JSON. And we can just console.log that. Console.log the data. Right, and we can set membership to data. Let's see. Okay, we are getting it. Good membership, all of this stuff, good, it will give. I made a mistake in this IPFX by not changing this name to gold. But I'll just stick to the description. I didn't change name, but anyways, it works. If you can still go about to change it on your own, you can, but then everything still works fine anyway. I didn't change this for good membership. It should be good membership, silver membership, stuff like that anyway. That's what happened when sometimes you're not paying enough attention. So we're able to fetch our stuff, our data. Where was I? Yeah. Now what we want to do is we set the membership. Now what we want to confirm here is simply okay. if membership is set and this guy, so it should be membership dot description. Let's see, good membership. Yeah, that's it. So again, it should be membership image, right? And the case of this one, we have to like look through everything. URL end here. So it should be something like this that says membership dot attributes dot map and our map, it should be what? Attributes, which should return, and say if attributes dot value equal true, then it should be this. Let's see. Should have a key. There should be attribute dot trait type, I guess. Yeah, trait underscore type. Per component that says it needs to have a key. We can simply be back. Okay. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice. This is nice. Gold membership. This. Now we are in business. This works. This works. This is an dynamic NFT. Now, what we can do here is let's go to this guy. Let's change it back to 0. Okay. And let's say we're changing it back to silver. No, I changed. I'm not using this one, so I have to use mine that I created, which should be, let's see. Where am I right now? Okay. Let's confirm how we can update this guy. Okay, let me guess. This is the guy we're using. Alright. Because for some reason I was throwing an error. This guy is turning 1. Let's return it back to 0. Let's see how it goes. Okay. No, this is not. So let's return this guy back to 0.
Let's see. Okay, now let us run this guy again, this part guy again. Obtain membership. Now don't forget, this is supposed to be running like in the background with like Lambda, AWS Lambda, or with whatever cron job that you have that can just be running periodically. And then, it have been picked up. Let's see. Update membership. Let me see what I'm using. Let's move it closer. Yeah. Which is this guy, which is A5C. Because I'm wondering why this should be silver, because yeah, it has updated. It just took some time, really. So if we get back to, I have too many stuff opened. If we get back to this guy now, right? Silver membership. Still the same token ID, silver membership. Congratulations, we have been able to create a dynamic NFT. I hope you'll be able to learn how to do this and you can do this on your own. If you have any question, you can drop a comment. Thank you for watching.